Danke, Alain. Ich habe ja ein gutes...
Thank you very much. I must say, Chairman, I've got a very good relationship with the chair. And can I just use my speaking time to contradict you in one point? I think that it would have been possible to get an inquiry committee, a committee of inquiry, Chairman, with respect, because we know that since 1977, community law has been systematically breached. And here, the Commission was not prepared to do the necessary, and the Parliament could have. And clearly that was, the political will was not sufficient. Now, those who don't come are pleading guilty. Well, in that case, I wonder if Mr. Juncker will come. Now, my questions to Mr. Deltour. I'm very happy to see you here today. I think it's a scandal that Mr. Juncker is drinking coffee at Place Rond-Point Schumann and won't come here. Now, when it comes to the directive on trade secrets, business secrets, there is discretion on the part of companies as to what they define to be business confidentiality. And, of course, that could have been widened out. And that would have reduced the protection for whistleblowers. Now, in the light of the legal action taken against you, I think that the Commission is washing its hands like Pontius Pilate, because they're saying there's nothing we can do to protect whistleblowers, because basically that is completely running counter to that. Would you support the idea of the vote on shareholders' rights, there being public access to country-by-country reporting, which a majority in the committee welcomed that, but that is apparently going to be...
I'm not going to go much further on tax matters. I worked for 2 years as an auditor. I believe there are people far better qualified than myself. We have some with it amongst us. A comment off mic from the chairman. Anyway, I wouldn't wish to pursue that line of thinking any further. I wouldn't want to overestimate my own abilities. Then, regarding protecting whistleblowers, should we confine confidentiality clauses in labour contracts, you ask? There might be some scope for progress. I'm not sure there's much that could be gained from that. There aren't genuine needs for confidentiality. Someone asked me about total transparency. I wouldn't be in favour of that at all. I wouldn't want all my documents to be online, accessible to everyone, because there is commercial information which, of course, does warrant protection. Having lost full control of your documents. Well, I'm proud of what has followed in my case, including the inception of your own committee, but it seems to me that protecting whistleblowers is something that would not flow from restricting confidentiality clauses and contracts, but rather you need a proper framework of protection. I've had court proceedings taken out against me. Now, it's conceivable that there might be exceptional situations. I'm thinking in the French context now. But no doubt it would be possible to have an analogous position in Europe, where you'd have a forum where you could anonymously receive information and then seek legal advice on who would be the best person to address. Now, some asked me why I didn't turn to the authorities. Well, the simple reason for that, well, according to my information, the practices I spoke out against are not actually illegal. And this is a wide-ranging debate. Thanks to your work, we discovered that there was a circular in 1967 providing information on this. There were a number of inquiries undertaken by the Commission, and then there's the work of the courts. There's to be presumption of legality, but if something's legal, what are we going to do? I mean, this is where the whole issue of protecting whistleblowers is relevant. You need a wide definition. A whistle. Now, a little something on the directive regarding confidentiality and secrecy. I'm not familiar with all the details. No, I don't know how far the debate has got, as I'm not a regular attendant at Parliament. But anyway, I have been charged with infringements of commercial secrecy. Now, if that is the legal position in Luxembourg, presumably it would be the same around Europe. Now, of course, this does impose limits on the work of whistleblowers and journalists. You can provide buffers, of course, to be as careful as possible. But I think that the nature of the directive would actually run counter to what journalists need. On the basis of what I've heard about this proposal, I can't quite grasp the purpose. There are already intellectual property rights. Cyber-terrorism poses a threat. This directive is going to change the state of play significantly and pose threats to the sort of action I've taken. Citizens need information. They need a lot of information. We know the way journalists tend to deal with economic matters. Commercial secrecy makes it harder for them to do their job.